Uh, Hi everyone. I'm returning for the night. Just anyway, just apologies for this background because I'm actually really tired, and so I'm trying not to show my tired face and everything. So just before I turn in, I'm gonna make this really quick video. I'm not sure. Um, whether you all have watched my prior videos or like my earlier videos itself. So I just wanted to actually touch base on something that is relatively um, new as a topic of concern, especially in the area of narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I was actually talking about this with friends, and I don't know how I came about thinking about it, but it was actually a result of like talking to someone, like a friend. We were back in the gym. So this friend of mine actually is he's like I think he just turned 50 or 51. So but he was telling me, like he was a divorcee, so he has a son who's actually in his middle school. Yeah. And yeah, his ex-wife and everything from here. Although he's Malaysian, he has a Singaporean ex-wife. So now his girlfriend is, I think, Chinese. Yeah, from China. So yeah, and so he's actually waiting to, like, marry her if his career works out, everything. So he was telling me about, as his point of view as a man, like then I said, oh, Kevin, I'm just you know I'm I'm not like those people who can just do it myself. He was referring to sex. Yeah. So I need a woman or whatever, but someone I can be in a relationship with. When I was asking him about this, I said, you know I asked him, you mean are you the kind of guy who needs to be in a relationship? And he admitted yes, he needed to be one. Yes, but anyway, he's a good person. So based on the conversations I had with him so far, and he knows a lot about, not a lot, but quite a bit about my exes and everything. My last two exes. I don't have a lot of exes, but and he just said something about the last ex being toxic and narcissistic. Just he concurred with me on that. So, but today I'm actually making a video about this sex and the narcissist. So, I don't really know what everyone's experience of sex and narcissism, what the relationship is between the two of them, the two things. Yeah, but from my point of view, I can say that regardless of whether from what I know, like also from what friends have told me, um, sex is almost like an integral part of the narcissist, especially the somatic narcissist. Okay, the sex that you have with a narcissist can fall into a few different kinds in terms of the experience. Okay, and why am I talking about this? Okay, this is because um, you have those who are bonded to a narcissist, such as one friend of mine who had difficulty extricating himself from his last relationship with a narcissistic ex. And okay, that friend was is a gay friend, so I do not know whether it also plays in as a factor with regards to orientation. But what he told me was, during the point of time when he got dumped or discarded, and then just right before he went back in again after some time, during that period of time, he kept on saying that he wants to be with that person, the ex of his. So it was this case of like, yeah, it was a form of trauma bonding as far as I remember, based on the way I observe it. And it was like he keeps on telling me, oh, I really desire to be with you. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. That was what my friend told kept on telling me when I was trying to tell him to just wake up to the reality that he was in a trauma bond with a narcissist. Yeah, but it sometimes, when you tell people it falls on deaf ears because people are in cognitive dissonance. That was one thing. Okay, this is one experience. It seems very much like all these people will say, oh, it's very mind blowing sex. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. What people will say, oh yeah, but narcissists don't love you, if they can't love you, why is it that their victims feel that the sex that they had with this narcissist is in fact the so-called best sex or the most mind-blowing sex that they ever had? Okay, I think that we need to realize this, that just because you have a lot of intensity in something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is love. It doesn't mean that. And the thing is that narcissists have been spending a whole of their lifetime, preparing themselves, honing their skills so that they can hook in their victims and the target. So, I mean, especially when sex is one of the best ways for them to get their supply, why shouldn't they work on using that, okay, to hook in their supply? So this is one thing. And I think that if you remember, there was this particular episode in Sex in the City. There was this really, really offensive episode for some people. This was an episode where the characters, the four girls, especially with Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte, the prudish one. She was in love with this man. Yeah, she not really in love. She was like really infatuated with this man called Mitch Taylor, whom unfortunately, according to Samantha, the nymphomaniac in the group, she had just told every one of them that this particular Mitch Taylor was known for having a reputation as Mr. Pussy. And why did they call him that? They call him that because he would go down under on every woman. And then at the point in time when they're all gossiping about this man in the bathroom, in the toilet, the public toilet, in a club, one of the girls from another group came out of the cubicle and just told them, "Oh, you must be talking about Mitch Taylor. I nearly passed out." And obviously, it got Charlotte really worked up because she was dating that man and thought that, oh, there was a chance together. But of course, as we know from that episode, she was still infatuated with him. She refuses to actually listen to her friends. And what her friend like Carrie was saying. You know what? She's in the sex case, where she's mistaking the sex and whatever for love and guarding. Yeah, guarding as in like guarding her her romantic partner from any kind of verbal or emotional attacks by others. And at that point it was very funny because obviously Samantha, the streetwise woman, was telling her, just dump him. What do you know? You just release him and set him free. uh, but then Miranda, the skeptical lawyer, would be saying, you know what do you know about him other than technique? And she said, then what did she say? Oh yeah, she said, Charlotte's not having a relationship, she's having multiple orgasms. So it's really funny, the episode, yeah, about Mr. Pussy. But why did I bring in the episode? Just realize that I'm watching that, I was thinking, if even if Charlotte was not in love with a narcissist, the fact is this: in real life situations with a narcissist, they are very good at this so-called technique or intensity. They hook you in with all whatever they can bring to the table in terms of sex. It gets you hooked, it gets you addicted to the experience, but it doesn't necessarily equate having a real emotional connection with you. And the worst thing is when you realize, oh, they really just wanted you or me or whatever, whoever, for sex. um it kind of cheapens the whole thing, the whole connection. That's one thing about narcissists, where the whole tendency that they have to make us mistake intensity and passion in that physical act of sex, regardless of whoever you're doing with, um, for some form of love when it's not love. And in the worst case scenario, there's the other exact opposite of sex with a narcissist, where it's like going through the motions. Yeah, you might or might not want to do it, but You just have to go through the motions because maybe you're pressurized to have sex, or either that when you desire to be more intimate with them, they kind of withhold from you, or they play according to the so-called playbook that they have for how sex should be, so that you don't really exactly fully enjoy it, so that it seems to be like a chore. And this is something, I mean, on the flip side with a narcissist with regards to sex. Yeah. So I think why do I say this? Okay, this is something that I think most people would be, not I'm willing to talk about, especially now that in our culture we've been talking so much about sex. There's so much pressure on you, on everyone, regardless of whether you're male or female, gay, straight, bisexual, or even asexual. That the idea is that if you don't have sex, whether you're married or not, you're not normal. Yeah, there's that whole myth or stereotype or cliche going around that only I mean normal people would want to have sex regardless of whatever. I think it's really really dangerous and really unfair, because it disregards the honor and the right of self determination. Yeah, the right to self determination of everyone. We can be ourselves regardless of sex. Okay, we don't need someone to make us feel good. Okay, so yeah, regardless, I mean, if you want to become asexual, whatever, or if you want to play with yourself, whatever, but don't just jump into any relationship with someone just so that you can have sex, because it's really dangerous. And we know now in this day and age, narcissists are always on the prowl. They can do anything, and especially with sex, they can hook you in. Okay, so anyway, that's it for now. I think I'm going to turn in now, so I hope everyone has a good rest of the week ahead. I mean, tomorrow's Monday, so yeah, I hope the week goes well for everyone. And yeah, I will be quite busy, so I'll try to make another video just when I have time. Okay, have a good one, everyone. Bye bye.